The Fly Fifer and Just Another Monkey. Time to backpedal forwards down the rabbit hole.
Good afternoon, Alan.
Boom, we're back in the room.
Boom, boom, back in the room. So glad we decided to come back in here. This is the only place we can do podcasts, mate. Apart from if we visit folk.
Like you say, we can't take this with us.
Aye. I know. Like the wife says, transfer this into a studio or something like that. You just could. It wouldn't be the same.
I don't think so.
So just to let you know, Alan wanted to record in the kitchen today because it was warmer and it's cosier and there's the kettles just there and stuff like that. But I forced him to come back outside into his heat.
I get it. The logic is there.
The logic's
no
there.
Pain, no gain. If we didn't suffer, what's the point of trying to help somebody else? So the lesson to be learned for today, if you have a cosy kitchen, just stay in there. We'll do the cold stuff. We'll freeze our bollocks off for you.
Superb. So I think I had said to Alan that we'll maybe do a wee reflection on our wee travel across to the west. Yeah. I think that's a good place to start this week. We are going to try and get this on YouTube this time. We've got all systems go so far. We've got power to the camera, both of them. And let's see if we can get it all up. And I'm going to edit it tonight, so hopefully we will have YouTube in the next coming days.
Today being Tuesday, the 18th of January.
When was the last YouTube upload? December? November?
It was
November.
Last year, yeah.
Aye, November.
Yeah. I've not done any wee TikToks. The whole thing of going through to Glasgow and having that conversation with man Tony, I don't think it took a lot from me, but it certainly gave me a lot to think about. Because see, meeting another mind that does things very similar.
Aye.
It validates my existence. It validates my thoughts and my theories.
Aye.
And I know that there's hundreds of thousands of people out there that think the same. But see, when you're the only asshole in the middle of the room, it's a lonely, lonely place. And again, it's Elton John, it's Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, aye.
I'm the only guy out there, and it's a lonely place, or it had been a lonely place for a long time. So, to have you in the conversations that we have, and we can see the tangibility that it actually works. When I'm chatting shite and you understand it, and that's the thing, it's that eye contact thing. Yep. You can see him, no lying,
no bullshit.
It's just how I've interpreted society and what it, the harshest way it can be. So to go through there and meet another man that he's also been in shit creek.
Aye.
He's also had to merge himself in with the jobbies and get to a finite position where he's thought, do you know what, hands up, fuck this, I've had enough. And boom.
What a visit it was.
Fantastic.
I mean, we were all exhausted that night. I think I don't know if I
things that go missed though.
Oh, I know.
Because we never even asked him, why do you say toast and beans?
I know, we spoke about it at the beginning and then it went completely off the table. And it was like the menu never came back, It was,
because you had mentioned something as well and says, we'll need to come back to that.
Aye.
We went back. We went back in Tony's life, and that was great for me because that whole 12-step thing, no, that's no evolution.
There's too many things to engross. All of us
for
got
such
engrossed.
An old rhetoric. But I think we were all in there. That's what it's like. It's like, you're driving along we're going along the M8 or wherever we're heading for, and Tony, jump in. And it's the conversation spins. Before you know it, you're like, let's go backwards, because that was so much fucking... Yeah.
It was... do you know, for it being such a short period of time that Tony's now on this new... I don't know, he's found himself, he's got this new path. I mean, I thought it was a lot longer, but it's not. But the knowledge and the power that comes from the knowledge that he has in such a short period of time must validate to you what you've seen, what your help with me has done to me in such a short period of time. It just shows you that Tony's been getting that for somewhere else that's helped him in a short period.
That's what I'm saying.
Years and years of that guy's life to flip it completely around.
The validation for me is that I'm saying that we all have this big bag of shite. There has to come a point where you reach the edge, and because I crossed that edge a long, long time ago, that's why it's a lonely place, because I never meet anybody else that can see it that way. But he certainly did. But there was that many other things involved, and again, it was a fucking fantastic merging. But for him to have sat on his steps, and again, step 4, you fucking admit to everybody. See that? That's what I'm saying to you, or I'm saying on TikTok on the fucking bridge, or in the wee booklet. Swing the bag round and get it to fuck. He's got rid of that much shite. He's come to terms with it. He is who he is. He's dealt with it all. He's now created this massive void that he can take in all these other things. And like, how can we know all fucking day that?
And look at what he's taken in, all the Reiki, all the different, the yoga, the
things out with man's perpetual cycle of fucking rubbish, because there's nothing to gain for that. You just get bogged down. And again, got to do this, got to do that. Every one of them becomes a brick, and it's round your neck, and it drops the shoulders, and you're just a different guy. 100%, because it's only when you reach that edge and you cross over, I say, right, I've had enough. Right, okay, there's your bag, deal with it. And you're like, right, okay, God, that's not even mine. Chuck the fuck. But only done that because of that. Chuck the fuck. Okay. And even, because once he's reached the final part and he's done part 12 in the bags, there's wee bits and bobs. Some of the bits that he's looking at a thing, I never remember dragging that about. That's brand new. This is them telling me that I have a poison within me. I have these things. It's the addiction is this, that, and the other. And he can actually break it down for himself beyond that. And the one that got me the most was that it never really got. I didn't get a finite answer that cubs it for me, because you know me, I'm always looking for the fucking answer.
The answer,
I want the quickest route for people to empower themselves to move forward and become a better person within themselves, within the family, within the community, within the fucking society itself. Yeah. If we're all on the same page, we're all getting along. It was free will. And he's saying, I can't remember what stage it was, but it says that you don't have it. It's been taken away. You've given it up. And to me, that's kind of like, if you go into the drug world, if you go into the drink world, you acquiesce it. You give it away. You give free will away. And I was trying to get for him, at what stage did he find that he had free will back? Because at some point he took control of his own life again, and they were saying, no, Tony was saying it's a gradual thing. It just keeps growing. I don't know. I think, I like to think, again, I don't know, because I've never been there, so I didn't know, but to me personally, for me to have free will, it's something I've always had, because you can tell me, being in the highest order, whether it be in the law or anything at all, and I'll say yes, but inside, the mind's gone away. You go and fuck yourself.
I liked how you fired straight in, and I was sitting thinking, well, I'll be honest, I was almost cringing, because you fucking didn't hold back. You were straight in, and then you didn't get the answer. Straight in, didn't get the answer. Straight in, and I thought, it was. I think it was the second time I was like, oh no, wait a minute, no, this isn't too deep. This is, on the money. You got to get that answer, and you got it. Well, you got.
I got the biggest one. The biggest one, because I know that there has to be, and that's. It's articulating words when I didn't have the vocabulary, the words, the confidence, anything like that. I didn't have in it because I'm not an educated guy. But I know there's something that takes you to that door. For me personally, I fucking ran. I wanted through the door, and it was glue. Glue took me to that door, as in glue was through the door. That's the one that opened it. Sorry, I'll go backwards.
Yeah.
I know that there was things that weren't right with me, and they didn't sit right with me. I knew something was wrong, but it wasn't until, when I'm saying 7-year-old, there's things that happened. It wouldn't have been until after the encounter with the fucking weirdo. The encounter itself, because I didn't know, too young to know what that is. And then when the penny dropped, and you're like, oh, so that's what happened. Oh, I didn't like this. And then the fucking clouds and heaviness. So me looking for a door, boom. That's what pushed me towards the door. And I knew Tony had to have something that pushed him to the door, because we can't just have the cliche addictive personality. Fuck off. No, it's a pish. Again, these are words that didn't pertain to us.
And mind the similarity as well, that, like you, if Alan hadn't stole mobile phones and people's dinner money, if Tony hadn't been dyslexic and blah blah, things that didn't exist when you were children.
But that's the thing.
Dyslexia hadn't been diagnosed at that age. It
wouldn't matter, James. This is
mobile phones certainly weren't fucking out when you were a baby.
It wouldn't matter.
But that, that being the. I've lost that train of thought there. But
the drive that takes you to the door, there's something has to trigger you in order to make you rebel. And if you rebel against the system, Tony could have, when he was doing his thing, he went for the bullying was first and foremost. Then he turned to eating as a comfort. Yeah. That's a door. Believe it or not, there's people out there with eating disorders. That's the door. Studying that mental health thing, the awareness thing, is enough to tell me that there's various doors. I can show you doodle left or fucking doodly doors. They're everywhere. And I've known them for a long, long time. But because I've kicked and battered the doors all my life, I have nothing behind my doors that I'm no willing to express to anyone. Everybody can get in. So the bullying thing drives him to a door. Then that's no good enough. He wants something else. So then he goes to his next step, which was his pornography thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then he didn't have a definitive, boom, that's it. He went for more and more, and he kept pushing the limits because the door wasn't there. So you have to know something that makes you go towards the door. And that's why I was like, Tony, go back. That was that. No, go back. That was that. No, go back. And I think it was by the fourth attempt, because I can't articulate what I want him to say. And it's maybe a good thing as well, because I need him to say it. I need him to go digging in his own past to find, well, there was that incident in the pub when the guy got jarred in the throat, and you think, bingo. There it was. That's a trauma that will no have you sitting doing this. Yeah. Because you can see that trauma in my eyes if I let you in. So the school teacher, face the front. I'll face the front, but I'm not fucking looking at you. I can't believe that. It starts churning and churning and churning. So could I have applied myself at school? Yes. Had society taught me things like hatred and introduced fucking paedophiles to me. Yeah. If I never known them, I might have been on fucking Countdown right now.
Exactly, because he's another guy that is not fucking thick.
Definitely.
There's an intelligence
that's
there.
A big one. None of us are thick. We cannot be, because we're primeval. We come from a DNA that is ancient. No, who built the pyramids? How did they build the pyramids? We did. We're men. That's what we are. We're part of this commando elite group. It's just some of us have been formatted to believe that that's it. You reach your cap and that's you. 65, there's a cloak. Go sit on your ass and wait for the Grim Reaper. Other people are that. Fuck you. I'm not there. Mine's was... No, that's the beauty of mine's. Anybody that could hear the internal bits through my story and see that there's a structure of absolute shite that drove me to do this, that and the other. Bullshit. It showed me a way how no to give in, how no to hand over my free will, how no to sell my soul to the fucking devil or any of these things, how no to be formatted. And that's what makes me an individual thought in itself, because nobody's managed to convince me any other way that, Alan, that's right and that's wrong. I'll decide. I have free will, fully intact. It belongs to me. It's my soul, my journey, my story. They're my shoes. I can walk in your shoes. I just have shiftable feet. Adjustable feet.
You see me? I've got roller skates like that.
That's it, I need to try that as well. Again, what's the point of living if you're not actually living? Because just doing the mundane, the routine. And that's what was really nice. I keep wanting to use words like beautiful, but I don't think they suit me. But watching Tony and the journey that he's had, there was fucking more hours to be had. And you can tell by the speed. The speed was just too fast, because you've got me wanting it, him wanting to get away, and you're stuck in the middle like, this is really shite tennis, lads, but I'm fucking loving it. When's the strawberries and ice cream?
And all the bits that everybody doesn't see was us sitting talking around the table in between the recording. I mean, there must have been another hour there. I was like, come on, going to stop talking. Come on, let's get this recorded, because I would have went another hour onto that, but we were exhausted by that point. But the chat in between is phenomenal as well.
That's when we landed there, trying to say to Tony, look, I didn't want to seem offish, because I know when we start, this is just it's an open door policy. That it's the saloon doors are just going to keep going backwards and forwards. I have no time for peacocks. No, I'm now turned 52. This is a downhill slope for me, and I'm going to fucking tuck in like Eddie the Eagle, and I'm going for it. I'm not slowing down. Why should I?
Why should you now?
No giving in for life. No chance. I never gave in before. I'm not going to get in now.
The last wee thing on going to see Tony, for me, or the last wee thing I want to talk about, is you and I sitting outside, pissing ourselves, because we were early, but we're pissing ourselves laughing at the wee squirrel. Looking at us like, you're going to nuts, boys. Or there's strangers in town. What's in the car?
You weren't for the police.
Aye, nice big carnival. So that wee squirrel running along the fence, I think you posted on TikTok. Yeah. And then we go in, and I've got a fucking box of biscuits for him. You know where I'm going with this, right?
No,
so there's a squirrel on the fence. I've got a box of biscuits that I hummed and hawed in the garage, because there was two. There was blue and fucking purple, and it was the purple that kept shouting at me, and I thought, oh, that's a bit girly. Fuck it, I'll grab the purple. It stands out better. So I grab that. Then there's the squirrel. Then we go into his house. We do all this recording and everything like that. We tell him about the squirrel, but nothing connects. And then we leave. He looks at the biscuits. Then he sees the fucking TikTok with the squirrel. And then he starts going on about affirmations of his spirit animals and stuff like that. I can't remember if it's Reiki or if it's one of the other things that he does. But both of his spirit animals was a fucking squirrel and a purple stag.
Yeah.
And we had the grey fucking squirrel and the purple stag on the same day. See, that must have booked that guy's fucking noodle a wee bit, you know what I mean?
But that's the thing.
Because even the thought process of it got me.
When Tony told us that he went in there and cut the mustard with his old man and put that thing on the tree, and then he heard the song. They're the things that I've lived with my entire life. Now, there's only certain individuals hear me, the light going as well, which we can't show because it's no yet anyway.
No yet, well, we'll see.
But these are the things that it's when you're sitting in the house and you're talking about people that have passed and the picture falls off the wall. A lot of people are like, oh, that was weird. No, me, I've never saw it as weird because I think going through that door, like I say, there is no door for me. It's an ability thing that's beyond, and that's why it was so nice to hear Tony because it resonates with me. I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm no delusional. These things happen, and for me, nobody's going to explain them. I remember finding a really old dictionary years and years ago, and it was said it was a random chance occurrence. Like random chance occurrence. So that's the chances of it happening. No. It can't be random. No. Because it fucking happens. So you having something saying to you, go that one, take that one. And you didn't know what it is, so you did it. Then he says to you, that's my spirit. And you're like, oh, that's weird. That arsehole's went and recorded a fucking squirrel. That's the other one. It's that Trinity things tells you that you have to have, and I know Tony has, and you question it yourself, that the 12 steps is deep on God. Mine's is, it always has been. When I broke it down, it's old now, is the giver of divinity.
No, as old as the 12 steps, for fuck's sake.
Fuck, but that's what I'm saying. Exactly. There you go. But the giver of divinity, what is it that gives you the divine right? There's something has to give you the divine right to say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm no fucking listening to you. You can do whatever you want. If it's the job and they're going to sack you if you didn't do this, that and that. I mean, right now, the people are being tested to the absolute fucking despair. Take the jag, then you take the jag, wear a mask, then you wear a mask, walk over there, you're not going there, you're not getting in the club, you're not getting in the football, we'll keep changing it, we'll have Christmas parties, but you're not invited. Everything. People are just, their heads are in fucking tumble dryers. And you think, I've always had my own free will. I know what the word discernment is, and where does that come from, Alan? Well, somebody gave me the divine fucking right to preside. You can tell me again, 100% it's right and you're doing it. I will agree, but internally I'm rebelling, saying, no, I'm no. That is what you hopefully witness, because I know you question it. You question, I would never ever doubt religion, because religion has so many diverse fucking things. The Bible has got so much things in it that can be contradicted and everything else. I'm talking about the absolute essence of who we are as individuals that can resonate, that can talk to each other, vibrate at different levels, where you come up to mine or I come down to yours, and we can still connect with each other. You're told to keep 2 meters apart and mask your face. That connection's broken. Then. So it's just all the wee things to say, this is dodgy, but it's real. I've always believed it. You were in no doubt with it. The 12 steps goes on about God. Some gadgets sitting in a cloud, whatever they believe for the 20s, they've never managed to do it. But to bring it back in, it's spirituality. We've got Reiki masters, we've got all these things, shaman, everything that's there that a few hundred years ago you'd have got fucking burnt at the stake for. We've opened a portal somewhere, something has happened, whether it was 2012 with the Mayan calendar. I always believed that the calendar, when it got to that date, mankind wasn't going to stop. The fucking reality we were living in was going to stop. They couldn't see, and I don't think Nostradamus could see beyond that, because it was a big curtain. And it's the final act. We have to pass through that veil. And humanity has passed through that veil. I've never seen anything so fast as in the last 2 years with this whole coronavirus. If there's a nefariousness behind it, we've still kept pushing and pushing, and humanity's going along. The ones that aren't really happy, they're still being dragged by the scruff of the neck to say, come on, if you didn't come now, you're fucking left behind. We're the dinosaurs, because this is moving forward. There's nothing can be done to stop this. And you have to think, who's pushing this? Who is pushing this? Because it's not an individual person. because this is worldwide.
Yeah.
You think, this spirituality thing must be fucking real. And when you see purple fucking reindeer, balmy squirrels, you go to Glasgow and you have a conversation with a man that it turns out real. How can you deny it? To me, you can't deny it. And I've never ever denied it. Never denied it. I've just never spoke about it.
You know.
So it was a hallelujah moment for me as well.
As well
As enlightening and educational.
Aye, and that light going when he's talking about his old man, that hopefully we can get that on YouTube, because that all happened in front of our eyes, and all three of us, I think, looked at the light, looked at each other, and, you know, there was a definite wee gap, like, of, aye, okay.
It's an acceptance.
Is that went on standby? I'm fucking hoping it's went on standby, but no, it popped, you know, at that very fucking moment, you know.
Anytime nice I have doubt, there's something that steps in and reaffirms it. When I try and say to you, it's like they slap up the side of the head. It's like, bang, fuck, what? Oh, right, okay, I believe you now.
And on to that 12-step thing, we don't need to revisit it, because I think we covered it. We covered it really well with Tony. So
I brought in loads. I understand it a lot better, because I met guys, when we done the grey area thing, there was guys that were ex-addicts and everything else, and just getting that wee bit, I never got the full gist of it. So to sit down with Tony was fucking amazing, because I can see that he not only went through it, he actually went above it and beyond it, to the extent that he can look back and reflect on it itself for a higher position. It doesn't matter what height he is. Yeah. His stature is a lot more. He's a higher power within his own self, that he can look down on it and say, no,
because he's able to see its shortfallings in certain areas of it, like that one where you've got a disease you can never ever be cured. That was a great point that he put across there. That was fantastic.
Yeah. And again, you'd need to listen to it.
You'd need to listen to it, aye, because that resonates with what you're doing, certainly, as well.
100%.
Aye. So what's next? What else is there to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, we've got...
we want to go and speak to some more people. And there's a few sitting, they're bubbling away in the background. We just need to do something about it. It's good to see the Technova lads are back.
Definitely. I
had a wee watch on the way here, but I didn't have enough time to watch it all. I've been busy, but I'll get that, because it's quite a long one this time.
It was about an hour and 47, I
something
think.
Like that.
But again, they set off straight out the traps and boom, right into it, which was great, because the last ones that they had done, certainly regarding some of the topics, shall we say, the number one topic just now, hashtag fucking macaroni virus. They fucking nailed that to the floor for three other guys. Now you've got us three idiots sitting there. These three guys, that's 6 guys with the same thing. You just wonder how many people out there are actually seeing this for what it is. And again, the media can't hide for a lot of it. The government, the way that they've reacted to this, it's just a bit taking the piss now.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, what's next, man? Who's next? I know that Andrew's certainly been on the phone saying, right, when can we sit down? I was dying to get to his loft, but that's not going to happen, because there's no power.
There's nothing up there, no.
No power. That would be the only fucking place to do it to.
No, I think where Andrew is now, he's perfect. He's he's got his own bubble, shall we say. And if he invited us into the bubble, I think we'd get to meet the real guy, the guy that's behind the TikTok facade.
Aye.
Because I bet you it was elsewhere, but I tell you what, it was him hosting that last one.
Right, aye. No, I noticed that he did the introduction and everything else.
He's almost like a natural, but he's a real natural. He's no a John Leslie. He's no rehearsed. It's just him, as he is, which is a great thing. Yeah, so I'm sure he'll have great stories as well.
Some point. So
if you're listening, if the camera's working,
certainly.
You'll be listening. He keeps fucking going on and checking. He keeps checking YouTube. He says to me, he was on the phone earlier, and he says, "Hi, I was actually going to go and watch some of the old ones."
See, right. Let's address that. Right, see the YouTube thing versus the podcast thing. We've had the discussion. I'm not going to. It's all over my TikToks and everything about it, right? So I'm not going to labour that. Podcast v vlog. Right, old school as you call it, or the old school dinosaur. So, I forgot what I was going to fucking say.
it was irrelevant anyway, because I know, and you know now. Yeah. If you go and speak to a lawyer and he'll not look you in the fucking eye, he's hiding for you.
Don't he take me there?
But if we're sitting in front of the camera, You can see us. We're no lying.
Yeah.
There's no, you would spot something. Something would be amiss.
Yeah.
It would either be the body language or da. If you're comfortable in your own skin and I'm comfortable, what's the point in lying? We're not here to kid each other on. And anybody that takes the time to watch us two fucking bampots talking pish, they want to kid them on. What's the point? We're not after anything. That's the thing. Everyone wants if we'll try to sell something. Sponsored by Fuck Off.
Link would be in the bio. Cover my hoodie. This is just because I forgot. I've got my work gear on, right?
You just heart porty.
I just heart porty. I forgot. I had my.
Is that port wine or is that porty belly?
Well, some folks say it's party.
Party. Could be.
P Harty.
Tony Hart and Morph.
Tony Hart.
Plasticine bastard.
There you go. So, current affairs for me. I can't know what to say about it because I've been posting a lot on TikTok, right? And I'm trying to push a thing about watching who's round about you and the honesty, the taking the glasses off, look into my eyes sort of thing, right? And it's something that I'd like to talk about if we can, because there's a lot of honest people around me, but people are scared to be honest, Alan. People are scared of what you'll think. Now, I'm about to get really honest with a close pal.
Yeah.
Who needs to look me in the eye and tell me he wasn't bullshitting me at the weekend.
Right.
And, you know, that's as much as I'm going to say about that, but I've been harping on it on TikTok the last wee while because there's no need for it.
No.
You know what I mean? That's your closest fucking comrade that could, you know, you would literally do the fucking Bruno Mars for them, you know, you take a grenade for them. You know, well, you know, that's fucking... you know what I mean? Aye, fuck that, mate.
Listen, see, when you've been hit with sticks, bottles and everything else,
you take
for your mates.
For your mates,
Your mates can fuck off.
Aye, it's that 1%. So, when you hold somebody in that regard, like, that's another one that's now let me down.
Yeah, I tried to explain it to you before.
It's that 1%, hold on to that, which I did, but I want to be able to fucking bounce back. Because there's nothing there's nothing serious. It was stupid.
Yeah?
Stupid. Didn't be a dick. You know what I mean? Listen, mate, I'm the one guy you can tell fucking straight.
Yeah.
And I'll answer you straight.
Yep.
But if you chuck a whole load of bullshit at me, which did, and then the bullshit throughout the day didn't add up.
No.
I'm like, for fuck's sake, man, stop.
Yeah.
You're just making a...
What you get in life is you get chances and opportunities. But, no, for the viewers.
Yes.
I'm interested in listeners, because the viewers will only see me going like that. And it's no the love handles. Yeah. You get a utility belt. I've tried to tell you what that is. That's when you go through the shite, you go through the mire. You know that when you get to the end of that, there's a gem in there, there's a gem in knowledge. You take the knowledge, you put it alongside the wisdom's going to come out the other side of it. So you need understanding. You need to understand what you went through and what that is actually worth. And you put it in the utility belt. You march along the road and you see a guy that's in the same mire and you're like, here, pal, listen, look at that. That's what you're going to get for that. One of the trinkets that you get in life is trust. Yeah. And trust is earned, so they say.
So they say, aye.
I put trust, again, I'm no happy with the criminal world. Mm-hmm. I'm delighted that I survived life and everything that society was throwing at me. And unfortunately, they had to merge as one for me to get through it. I didn't regret it because I never done anything that was outwardly fucking really bad. Mm-hmm. But again, it depends on whose eyes you're wearing as you're watching me doing these things. So if I can justify it, I'm happy with it. And I think, the ether is happy with it or whatever is up there. Yeah. But one thing that you get shown is trust. You get told the criminal code of conduct is like the 12 steps. What you don't, what you can't, you get to step 3 and you've learned, hang on. How come I'm fucking it? I'm studying this, but nobody's adhering to it. Why are you telling me this if it doesn't apply? Trust. It's a simple thing. A guy actually says to me not that long ago, who's your pals? Who's your best pals? I didn't have best pals. But you must have, no, didn't he? No. And see, for him to understand what I'm talking about. So if I've been in a situation where we've maybe done something and we know that the law is the law and their job is to catch you, cops and robbers. Right, okay, I'm a robber, he's a robber. We've done it, right, okay, right, no bother. We know the game. This is the game. He gets twatted with a telephone book, I get twatted with a telephone book. The next minute I'm getting charged. That's what happened there. He fucking squealed on you because he didn't like getting hit with telephone booths. I trusted you, you bastard. Trust's gone. So, to me, unless I've saw you being battered with a telephone book and you've actually held your own piss, then, no, I'm not going to trust you. I can't, because trust was robbed for me. And if you've got, the parental shite, which I don't think is a path we need to go down, if I'm lied to about who my parental guardian is, and that's a lie, 21 years down the line, it's a bit fucking late for trust then. Trust's out the window. If I trust the guy that I'm at school with, who introduces me to his friend that turns out to be a paedophile, trust is out the window. If I'm nurturing and being a responsible guy for a 20-year lie that's always been known was a lie, trust goes out the window. You can start to see a pattern there, James. I don't fucking trust people. And is it my fault? No, because that's the nature of the beast. If it was a place where I didn't have to trust you. If you told me something and I just took it for being real, I didn't have to give you nothing, you didn't have to give me nothing. If I give you lies, how can you trust me? It's like you're saying, it's a questionable thing. But if I didn't need to tell you lies, why the fuck would I tell you lies? I didn't. It's that thing. There isn't the outcome. There shouldn't be any input. So if the guy handing you a pile of shite and you say, "Oh, come on, what are you playing at here?" See, if he just didn't bother hand you shite, you would never ever trust issue ever.
Exactly.
So if I'm the father of your child, then you tell me I am, and everybody's fucking happy. I don't see why it has to be that thing, because trust wouldn't have to be questioned. But when it's broken, it's broken. And unfortunately, if I've had it broken, there's no point in you saying, "Oh, you can trust me." I'm never going to trust you. I can't trust you.
No.
When you can't trust those closest to you, the ones that are supposed to be, then you bother putting it, like I'm saying, give 99% by all means, especially in a relationship, partnership. I actually had the conversation with Christine that I think the 1% that I've always held back, I can't do it. There's something in me that says, you give that away and you're a target for anything. So I try and retain something, and maybe the last conversation we had, I said, maybe this is what it is. Maybe it's time that I gave in and I just gave it away because I'm now of that age that I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Society has, and when I talk about good one, to go back to Tony's thing with the song, I've always told you that songs talk to me. And it's a comfort for me just to know, even that new Adele song, I've actually put it on my TikTok thing as a pinned thing. I didn't know TikTok, so I pinned it. Because when she says, there's gold in the water, that's shit creek. I know there's gold in there, there's gems, but somebody's got to dive in to get it. That's me. But then she'll say, I can't mind the words, but she says something like, go easy on me. I've no idea. It's the world around me. I was just acting in a self-defence. It was a defensive mechanism, the way I reacted. I got a beautiful message for a wee guy yesterday who's for the same area, and he's saying, it's amazing to hear you being so open and frank, because we all have been there, we just didn't talk about it. And I'm saying, empower your own self and fucking talk about it. Get it to fuck, it doesn't serve you. So when I hear the songs and the lyrics, the Small Axe by Bob Marley, I got introduced to that at a very early age, when society was trying to cut me down everything I was dating. So the pedos, the hatred, for the nearest and dearest, because there wasn't just one episode, there was loads of things, and it's only with hindsight you use that. That's in the belt round the back, and that's that thing that lets me reflect and look back on things. And I look back and I see that situation, and I think, but that shouldn't happen. That's not right, because I wouldn't deal with it like that. That's what it is. That's where the wisdom stone is, because I've understood it now. I've took the understanding, I've applied it, and I got the wisdom to say, you weren't his son, so the father, that's why he was the wizard. Right. That partner was cheating on you. That guy was robbing you from behind. You didn't know. And you think, so you start, you build up this whole thing. So the axes were always coming in to cut me down. Nobody wanted me to survive at all. I can't mind. There's that many, honestly. And
back to what you're saying about the trust things, how do we stop trusting? Or is it not, you don't stop trusting, you just have to What is it? What is it? I'm trying to get it, son, here.
See,
and I can't unlock it myself. It's because I do think I am foolishly too trusting of people.
Yes.
I do understand
100%.
that is a failing on my part, that I will let someone come in and I will be all happy jolly and fucking, yes, what's mine is yours and fucking blah, blah, blah. And I think that is a failing on my part, which I am hardening to with time and life, right? Now, that's time and life that's hardening me to that. So, I'm trying to tell people, no, fucking just stop trusting.
You see where it becomes rhetorical. You're asking a question, you already know
You
the
know the
answer.
fucking answer,
When
aye,
you
but
turn around and see that your partner's cheating on you,
Aye.
when you turn around and see that your confidant and friend is cheating on you,
Aye.
as in cheating on you with the partner, when
Aye.
you find out that a work colleague or whatever is lying to you and all the
Yeah.
rest of it, what it's like is if you were to turn round at any given day, if I say to you, James, turn round, and you turn round and you saw somebody with their proverbial out pushing up your back, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, sorry, I was actually trying to stem the blood flow there for that knife that's in your shoulder blades that you've not actually noticed. You're saying that you toughen up. Of course you do. And unfortunately, my upbringing, everything that I've ever done, it has taken me a lot of time to get through it. And I tirelessly work on it. I'd love to be able to stick my feet up and think, fucking hell. But it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen because life will not allow me to do it.
Yeah.
But what it doesn't do is it doesn't get right through. There's no an armour, there's no a thick skin. It's a massive fuck off. Are you nuts? You're going to have to bring something really good to the table if you're going to deceive me. The biggest deceiver there, because I would say that some of these people that come out big style to deceive you are inhibited by something else. Something else takes over them, because normally they wouldn't be like that, and then it's that, so they can blame the drink, the drugs, the rock and roll, whatever they fancy. But I know there's something that shouts in the back of their ear and says, just do that, just do that.
Aye.
Yeah.
What stops the fucking honesty then? What stops people just coming to you and saying, listen, I've got this. Let's use my the rat in the fucking...
Yeah, the rat in the kitchen.
And the rat in the snake.
I'm going to do that all the time.
The rat in the kitchen, aye. Well, what stopped them from coming to their respective partners at the time and saying, we've got this thing, fuck knows where it's come from, really sorry, but we want to address it with you. What stops that element of humanity doing what we would deem probably right? I would have been like, hallelujah, see you fucking later. Nice one, could you know I said that?
Yeah,
you know,
a couple of years back.
Exactly. Fucking, they would have seen smoke from my heels as I ran down the fucking beach with my clothes off, running into the water.
We're seeing now, even with the social media, you're getting to see people's lives being played out. It doesn't concern me. I give the same amount. I give zero fucks for any. I don't care if somebody's being cheated on or somebody's cheating on someone. That's your bed, mate. It's going to smell of shite at some point, because you're going to get captured and people are going to get hurt. Would I venture down that line? No, for something as trivial as that. I value things in life totally different to everyone else, but I didn't have to give away my trust on that, because I didn't think I have trust. Right. I just have a belief. So I believe in you as a guy. I resonate with you. We have conversations. Yeah. No, we share personal information. If you were to do anything to try and offend me, I can guarantee you now you'll not offend me. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Just because of the guy that I am. So where in the wee booklet I would say, by all means, use the barrier. Keep the barrier. That's where your 1% is hidden, behind the barrier. So you still have an active defence to say, well, I didn't fucking trust you anyway. See that wee thing I've got back there? That's what I kept. That's what I retain in my own fucking self. So I never gave everything to you. And again, it comes back to the game playing. If you know that you're playing a game with somebody, you're not going to show them your hand. But you've already won, because you know they're playing a fucking game. So it's not real. So you're not going to get hurt if you know it's only a game. It's what you throw in. So if you throw every bit of element of trust into it doesn't matter if it's a friendship, relationship, it doesn't matter. If you throw everything in it, you're deemed to get hurt. You have to be hurt for that. You play the cards close to your chest. There's no chance you're going to get hurt that bad. When you find that that level ground where the two of you resonate at the same thing, there is no discussion on trust, because it's an accepted thing. It's a value to both individuals. Right. If you met the right guy that was resonating with you and didn't feel that there was anything to question, whether it was a lie or whether they didn't trust you or anything like that, you'd be resonating at the same thing. It's you being able to bring yourself down Be yourself. So with me, I'll have a conversation with somebody. I'll swear like a trooper with you.
Yeah.
You would have sworn at me first. I didn't swear.
Right.
But if you swear first, you open the door. I'm in.
Right.
If you tell me something about you, I'm in. It's that whole thing. And when I say to you, I'll go through the back door to open it up and speak to somebody's head for the inside. It's not that I'm getting into your mind in any crazy ass fucking way. But if I'm talking to you and you feel comfortable enough that you say, you know what, see that cunt over there? I know that you swear, so I can now get it. Because that's
and articulate that way, yeah.
So we then can get that barrier out the way. Aye, and there was one time I actually fucking broke into the guy's car. When I can relate to that, this thing, this every barrier's coming down and everybody resonance is coming up because you're both at the same level.
Yeah.
So there's no need for trust. I didn't need to trust you. If you're telling me and I'm telling you, the trust doesn't even come into the equation.
Right.
It's a mutual understanding, and what it is. People put a lot of emphasis on trust.
A lot of emphasis on trust, and it's probably the fucking worst thing out there.
Exactly. If you retain that, keep that for yourself, then you use trust. I would, as I'm saying to you, and I'll probably fucking sound like a broken record. Retain trust. It's not something you want to give away anyway, because it's never reciprocated to the extent that you can think, yeah, maybe one day we can all hope for it, but in the 52 years, no. The closest thing to trusting is obviously my small bubble that I have. But something inside me will say, do not. And that is a failing on society. It's not on me.
Yeah.
Because they created that mistrust within me. If I had lived a normal life, yes, I would be a trusting guy. But I've been the gullible guy, I've been the nice guy, I've been stabbed in the back, the shoulder, the head, the fucking shot in the leg, everything, anything that you want when it comes to betrayal. Because it's a betrayal of that trust. If I'm walking, talking, and my name's trust, then you could betray me. But the actual trust thing itself would never get away. And I wouldn't see right now why you would even bring it to the table. Leave it, it's yours.
Yeah.
If you trust your own self, that's where you want to start. Trust yourself.
But on that, because that was my next thing that I was going to say. We're saying not to trust another being, another person, because you can't. You just cannot trust, because that's time and time again. We're fallible, we're human, and time again you've been taught not to fucking trust by hood or by crook. So yourself, your inner feelings, that we've probably fucking worked that one as well, that you've got to trust that gut feeling in yourself. And being with you and being with Tony that time, that just illuminated that gut feeling in me again. That thing of looking into the eyes, seeing that fucking soul, it's like turning something up with me. So now they don't need to be sat there. I feel like some sort of fucking upgrade, right? Now that, in a sense, saying it sounds fucking weird, right? But I like the fucking weird, right? I like it. But it's like the two yous now have flipped another fucking switch. It's like turning it up from 10 to 11. We're now at 12.
That's it. Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, holy fuck. Because now they don't have to be sat there talking shite to me. I can read it. And I'm like, that's not right.
That's it. That's it. What they used to say, read between the lines.
Aye,
when it resonates, that's that whole thing. For me, something that resonates with you, it gives you the tingles, it gives you the shivers, something, alignment works or something. But you step up a level, which means that you're resonating. If you're resonating, that's a vibrational thing, that you're resonating on a truth. So if you are comfortable with me and I'm comfortable with you, where is trust? There's no need for trust.
There's no need for that.
No.
It's
if
not
you trust
thing.
yourself, if you're saying to your partner, listen, I'm going out with Alan, we're going to shoot to Glasgow to meet Tony. Is there a trust thing that she trusts that you're not actually kidding that on, that we're going to a lap dancing bar and Tony's actually a bird? No, because and that's what I'm saying. Why would you put that there? If you can trust your own self, and that's where that split comes in. You've got James, who, can he be trusted? Can Franco be trusted? Can the small child within you be trusted? I'd go for the wee guy, because he's the only guy that's been aggrieved. James has been hurt by being an asshole and being the piss taking him, but Franco's the one that will hurt, because he's the inner monkey that does not like his, because technically they're brothers, they've grown up together, looking after this wee guy. If one thinks he's smart and the other one's like, you're an asshole, look, they're taking the piss out of you. No, where is that voice coming from? If it's no, the other side of you, the primeval side of you that knows that it's wrong, if you can, no, you build that relationship between you, you understand that, hang on, James is the cunt taking him. Bastard, I shouldn't have done that. Who are you talking to? You're talking to Franco. So Franco's like, you should have done this. You should have fucking spotted that. You should have listened to your own words, your own gut instinct, your own feelings. That's Franco giving you all these things. The wee guy sitting behind the wall thinking, when the fuck he's going to sort this out? You sort it out. So what do there? You build trust between you and your inner fucking ego, whatever people want to give you. We just resonate at neighbour as a monkey because it's a primeval side of you, and anything primeval has to be a primate itself. So monkey will do for me. I'm just another monkey, but I've known my inner self, the other part of me, the asshole, and we go on really well. The trust is between us. I trust myself to be honest with you. I trust myself to go to the shops without having to get into a fight. I trust myself to be in a situation where I can remain calm. Even in adversity. You gave me a situation the day where you're there.
And I was seeing it.
You were seeing it, but if you hadn't went before and you've now entered into that fucking cesspool of
see
shite.
me showing you that. I had to do that. I had to get it out just to say, look, this is what I've been confronted with today.
That's it.
This is how I'm kind of feeling. I'm just going to go about,
But it's that when you're faced with adversity, you now have, because if you hadn't went up to the flat and had that confrontation, again, Bob Marley, it's an album, album, you should listen to it. But the confrontation, Franco's aggrieved, James is aggrieved. That's a no-win situation. You do have to walk Portobello Beach in the pissing rain and admit to yourselves that the both of you are the one and the same person, and then it resonates with you that, you know what, I need to fucking put a bit of trust in this cunt, and this cunt needs to put a bit of trust in me. You become one, and that's what I'm saying. It's that split where the yogi masters will tell you, no, we want to become one with everything. You've got to become one with yourself first. You face that situation today, and boom, it's there.
And instantly the senses went fucking haywire.
But trust comes in.
It just came back down, and it was like, look, smile, hold your head up, carry on with your business, do what you've got to do, and the fucking equipment let me down.
Again, you've got to look at why. What was that there for? Was there something? Again, because you're playing. If we treat it as a movie and you're playing a part, something could be happening behind the scenes where the ether is saying, boom, light bulbs out, James, you need to go into the kitchen and find a new light bulb. Well, something happens. The skulkiness, you didn't want to be anywhere near a rat's nest because they will fucking bite at some point. If they feel pressure or threatened, they could be setting you up. Right, you set up the camera, I'll go out and I'll look my van, see if he says it. It's the warped mind. But again, it's back to that trust element. You trust yourself. If we're going through to our lap dancing bar, if you can trust yourself, not to fall for that, not to be skanked. It's like, no thanks. No, I trust myself not to do that. You didn't have to validate it to someone else. You say you meet a new bird. You say we're going through there, blah, 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 blah. I trust myself, so, I'll be fine. Here's my trust. Take that. They're like, smashing, thanks for that. How the fuck do you know you can trust them? You don't, so you trust yourself. That you're not going out there to cheat. It's like putting a seatbelt on. I'm not planning to go through the window. So therefore, I trust myself to do everything. Trust and keep it to yourself. 100%.
And it is back to the whole seatbelt analogy. You're not going out there to have an accident, but you can't trust any other fucker on the road.
That's why you wouldn't. But you wouldn't get them.
Full circle again.
Yes,
full circle about
100%.
the trust.
It's them. Do they trust themselves? Do they trust their own driving? Do they trust their own judgment? If you can't trust yourself, then you go gain it away. It's yours. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. To me, if I was entering into a relationship, obviously I'm in one, and I have been for it'll be 25 years this year, and there's a massive element of trust there. But I wouldn't say it was trust. I'd say it's an understanding, a mutual respect for each other. There's hundreds of different variations before trust comes in, because if temptation is put before you, how weak are you as a fallible man? So you tell your partner, listen, you can trust me 100%. Look at the tits on that. Do you know what I mean? If you want to go down
if you're that type,
exactly. But you take that, and listen, boss, yes, I will work for you 100%. Yes, I am here. I'm a champion man. You can trust me. Cunt's left the safe open. Look at all that money. I'm going to take it. Trust's gone. So, no, if you can't trust yourself, what's the point? So, no, I would say that if somebody's failed and let you down, then you look for trust is the thing. Look at they've let their self down. No, you. It's their problem. If they've burnt that wee bridge, hey, you didn't put no fuel on it at all. You never put petrol on it. The bridge is there. And I try to say that, and I didn't even know if
it's true that, though, Alan, because that's a fact. I was shoring up the bridge. I was knocking the nails in to keep it nice and strong.
Yeah. It's only so much duct tape you can use in a relationship.
And they were taking the fucking nails and pawning them. You know, and that's what feels just happened, you know. Every wood they planked that up to make it strong, they were fucking whipping that away.
It's building it up.
Aye.
You look at how they build the bridge, they do not start from one end and go to the other, they start from each end. So it's a mutual understanding because in the middle you'll meet, and if everything's happy and it's tickety-boo. If it's all one-sided, it's not really going to work. It's cheated. So if you're giving over too much, and that's the give and take. And these are all old shitty things when it comes to relationships. The relationship that you have with a partner. Why do we have a relationship with a partner, but we have a friendship with him? And I totally trust him. Well, you already know within the last couple of months that trust can be kind of warped and twisted.
Yeah.
Even for a good friend, even for a confidant, people that you can confide in. Where's the failing? Is it you? Is it you for giving away this fictitious thing that is trust?
Yeah.
Or is it them? They can't even trust their own fucking self. It's
no
not you. That bridge has been set on fire for that side. And it's burnt up to you and you're like, hey, buddy, I never burnt the bridge. You did. Fuck off.
See you.
Yeah. You can shout across the, what is the shit creek thing at the bottom? The moat.
The moat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout across the moat, mate. Send a wee paper fucking aeroplane over or a wee paper boat. I don't care.
Yes.
It's up to you whether you respond to it or not. But when people burn a bridge with me, it's fact, it's gone. I'm not rebuilding it. No repairing it, nothing at all.
And why won't folk fucking be honest? So that's the other. It's like just, tell somebody fucking straight. Eh? Talk.
But I think
straight.
that's where we're getting. We're talking straight. Tony's talking straight. The ticking over guys, they're doing their bit as
straight talking, no bullshit.
If it's growing and growing and growing, at some point it will be straight talking. I just again it goes
folk
back to
don't like
that thing.
the fucking truth.
Oh no!
God's sake, that's almost a battle.
Saying. If you trust yourself, then you go in, you have a rake about. I reckon at the time, and again, it was using that spirituality thing, whatever you want to call it. I didn't care. I know what it means to me. But using 2020 to get the clarity of vision, then you get the lockdown. And to me, that's telling you, go and reflect. What? Go and have a look inside your own cupboard. You're getting the time to sit on your arse.
Yep.
You're not going to the pub. There's no distractions. Just sit down.
Yeah.
It'll all wear off eventually, in the sense that, you maybe got to be supplied fucking cocaine or a cupboard full of drink. At some point, you're going to have to wake up and smell the coffee. Sit there and have a look. Don't be distracted. Go into your own self. You went into yourself and you'd done it a different way. You were fast-tracked at the very end of it. Whereas I even had my own things I had to look at, because 2019 wasn't a fucking bowl of cherries for me. I had the revelation. I had all these other things that was happening. Too many things to list that I've already done. But I still had to evaluate that whole thing and then think, right, okay, there must be a reason to this, because this isn't a lesson for me to learn. To be lied to and cheated on for a fucking massive amount in my life when I've already got a T-shirt that says I was 21 years lied to. So why would I have to learn is there something I missed for the first one? I don't fucking think so. But then when I speak to guys like you and I think, maybe it's so that I can help you, so you didn't have to walk 28 years in another cunt's shoes, because I know your shoes, they didn't fit. And that's the one that gives me that kind of, I don't know, that uplifting thing where I think, hey, maybe that's what it is. Maybe me going the hard way is so I can help somebody else go the easy way. And I can sit back and watch that. And it's that same thing. The guy that plants the seed, knowing he'll never sit in the shade of the tree. That's fucking classic. Because if I walk a path and I've worn the holes clean into my shoes, but I say to you, listen, see halfway, take your shoes off. There wee bit in your bare feet. Your feet were built for that. You want to born with fucking shoes on. Your shoes are going to last a bit longer.
Exactly.
So it's that same path. If I can help you tend the path as you walk it, rather than, where'd they go? and getting smacked with branches and twigs and weeds and fucking snakes jumping out on you and rats biting you. Nobody wants that. I certainly didn't want that. I didn't want anybody ever to go through these things. And I know it might sound like a fucking asshole that's bleating on, but I seriously don't. I didn't want guys to ever, certainly young guys, to be carrying a weight that doesn't belong to them, because it only brings you fucking down. And people are quite happy to knock you fucking down. It's just there seems to be two boats. There's the narcissistical, horrible bastards that'll see him. Look at that cunt. Look at the fucking still. What are they wearing? What fucking difference does it make to you? I didn't ever judge people. Why? Because I think I've been judged enough in myself. And as you know personally, I can get judged without even doing anything. I can be accused without even doing anything. And it doesn't matter that somebody has a visual built up in me. If it doesn't fit their narrative, they will make something up anyway. I've had that so many times.
So many.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. And that's, again, it's that trust thing. I can't trust people. What's the fucking point? You explain to me how I could trust somebody and make my head go like that. Can't you got a point, James? You'll never see my head going like that. When we were with Tony, you'll see my head going like that because he's giving me information. Knowledge is very powerful.
That's it.
Because if I can work out the 12 steps, get it down to 4, I can say to somebody with validation, listen, I know a guy and this is what he done.
Yeah.
I know because he told me and I can pass it on. Once I've brought it into the lab, come in here, dissect it. Right, what did he say? Step 4, visit everyone. There's a wee booklet. Visit everyone. Chuck it away. Chuck it away. Hey, that makes sense. It works. And that's what I'm saying, that resonance, it vibrates.
It vibrates together.
And it fucking makes sense. Brilliant.
Aye, up to, what did we say, step 4? Step 4.
4 was it? 4 was,
4 was the...
That was his big one.
The
That's
big
the one
one.
where the guys walk away from. And I can understand why, because a lot of things that happen in our lives, we didn't want to put our hands up to. And again, it's that eye thing. You've never stopped with your eyes. You keep staring at me now.
Aye.
Whereas it's a comfortability.
Because we've learned that it's the windows to the soul, as you keep saying. I've learned that that's a form of communication in itself.
What
You
year?
know,
What year was it that we met?
Okay, 2021.
Yeah, it was last year.
Last year.
You'd be lucky if it was not even 12 months ago.
Oh, 6 months, if it was even that.
But you knew somebody that misplaced that trust, shall we say, over how many years?
Like I said.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the heat goes to the sides of that. God, that is a long time. It makes it, you're not looking for a finite digit because hopefully you've cleared it all out with everything else that was attached to it. You know what? Fuck off. Bullshit. I'm going to fill that space that you occupied with all these old photos, or the albums, or the records, or the posters, or the cheeky nights in, or the Netflix movies. Yeah. Fuck off.
Fuck that.
What a waste of fucking however many years. I'd like to say 6 years, but it doesn't really matter.
Well,
again, when you chuck it away in the sense that somebody's betrayed that, didn't he give it away? That's what I'm saying. The comfortability you have with me, it's not a trust thing.
Nah.
Didn't he again, it's like
it's an awareness thing. It's an individual awareness.
That use words that cheapen things. So if it's a coincidence, fuck off. If it's love, fuck off. If it's trust, fuck off. There's a mutual understanding between 2 men. There's a mutual understanding between 3 men. There's nothing to say it doesn't stop growing. It just didn't bring trust into it because it doesn't matter. You may think, cunt, you know what? I trust that cunt. But if you put me in a situation, it's not so much do you trust me, it's more you. Because I know what I am.
Yeah.
So you would say to yourself, you know, I like that. I really trust him. I could trust him. He's not bothered. You see something, you think, hang on. I don't know what it is. Again, I didn't wear these shoes. And I didn't want to wear these shoes. No. There's a cracking conversation, but I'm not going to let it go. Because it's something that somebody told me. I went in to ask somebody a question, and they spun it so fucking far, gave me this fucking knowledge that I didn't require inside my head. I will never use it. It's almost like, why the fuck did you tell me that? I can't get it out of my head now. And it doesn't serve me at all. It's invalid information that I do not require. So when you take it on, it doesn't matter. You'd need to say to yourself, I trust him, but if a situation arised that maybe he done something, the police were there, and he says, wasn't me, they would think it was me, and they're telling me I did 25 years, like you're saying, that take a grenade for some.
No fucking.
Why would you?
Well,
you've got your daughters. No, she's not even seen fucking anything of you yet, never mind life.
Exactly.
Why would you get away for someone? So no, I would say the same thing. In a relationship, give 99%. In a friendship, fuck off. Give them nothing. Let them fucking earn it. Let them trust themselves first.
Right.
Because you'll never know until you put them in that scenario. So if it's a gun to the head, are they going to take the bullet? Very unlikely.
Are they fucked?
But in a scenario, no, it's a strange scenario when you're in that, to be in that situation. Well, what would you be doing where somebody's got a gun to your head? But if you have a really good looking partner or a big wad of cash that you're having to take to the bank, can you trust them? Can they trust themselves? So
So that's us.
59.
59. So we are 1 hour in. I'm going to hit it.
Hit it.
The secret is trust no cunt.
No cunt.
So you can swear around me. We've learned that today.
That's it, yeah. Swearing's a good thing. It shows I don't know, I had a great word for it before when I used to talk about it. It's a sincerity.
That's definitely true. Oh, and the camera stayed on for the whole hour.
It's doing something,
It's telling us something.
Oh well.
Ooh.
You know what comes now. Bye for now.
Toodle pip.
Diddle pip. Hi ho, silver away.